I'm also wearing Air Monarchs right now. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
In the house?
Aren't you in your apartment?
Oh my
We're
God.
Canadian. We
Like,
don't do that.
If I'm gonna rock this sick fit, then I gotta rock the
Who
money
has
ones, you know?
indoor shoes for their own house?
Oh
In
yes.
Canada, yeah.
Fun fact: these were Jason Spezza's once upon a time for a good couple minutes.
All right, we're back with another tier list. We've ranked reverse retro jerseys, we've ranked other jerseys in the past, but we haven't ranked something that you see in every game, logos for the teams. It's not the jersey, it's specifically the logo. There are definitely a lot of criteria when it comes to this tier list and ranking logos. I know some people will just like the look of a logo, others might like the significance as far as what it has to do with the city that team is in. There are other people who are just gonna put it somewhere because we're gonna put it somewhere. I don't know, vibes, right, Julia? That's what we go with
Yes, I
sometimes.
was just going to say, that's my favorite thing about tier lists. We just follow the vibe, chase the vibe.
I thought we go by ferocity.
We go by ferocity as well. There are a lot of different things we rank it by. And wait, special guest, first and foremost, Jeff, this is your first tier list.
I've watched all the other ones, and I gotta say, I'm excited to be here.
You better bring your A game, Jeffrey, because we're gonna shred you if you don't, buddy.
Jeff, I feel like Jeff always brings his A game. People just don't see it in these videos, but he always does.
His first quiz, like,
Yeah.
good night, Irene.
Here at BarDown, we're all just a bunch of ducks. As everybody knows, ducks fly together.
Yo, Jeffrey, I love dude with the sign guy, gotta say.
Guys, honestly, you're making me feel like a superstar, and I'm here for it.
Well, we're excited to have you, Jeff, and all of your hot takes. I'm excited personally to hear everyone's hot takes. Let's start with Julia.
Ooh, okay.
Anaheim Ducks.
I'm underwhelmed with where we're starting.
I get any sense, yeah.
TBH. I honestly want to put it in delete this because I feel like there's so many more options for the Ducks to go, and to have what looks to me like a duck foot represent their team is just like a little meh.
Not only that, it's a damn travesty that this is what ends up replacing probably the greatest logo in the
Right?
history
Like,
of the league.
It's
Like,
not that bad of a logo, but the fact that it replaced something that's really, really good sucks.
Everything after that original is going to be compared to it. So if it's not good, and this one is like on the lower end of being good or not good, then it's not going to rank favorably. So I fully support delete this for this.
It's fighting a losing battle. Like, it doesn't really even matter what the logo is. Like, if it's not that old logo, it's just a casualty of the past.
Totally.
could it be any less ferocious, too?
It's probably like the least ferocious part of the duck, too.
Compared to the other logo too, with the duck wearing a goalie mask that looks like a Freddy Krueger goalie mask, it's so ferocious. And this one, not even close.
It's like you go to like an ice cream store that was your favorite ice cream store, and all of a sudden one day they're just selling sherbet.
I do want to hear from Ducks fans in the comments though, because I like when fans defend their logo, because we're not doing it any favors right now.
We're already drawing the ire of hockey fans everywhere after one. Speaking of howling, I know Jesse, you mentioned that, but you're not up. It's Jeff, and you've got the Arizona Coyotes. Again, another logo when we talk about like past logos, probably like the other ones from the past better than this one.
Like, in my opinion, Kachina's top 5 all time. I know that it's kind of polarizing. I thought that everyone liked Kachina, and then I've realized in recent years that there are some people that really don't like Kachina. Personally, I think Kachina's amazing, so this other one is kind of bland. I don't think it's like an awful logo, but I think that it's just kind of like middle, like, I don't know, not to be boring, but I think it's just like a C, because it is kind of a boring logo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't disagree with you, Jeff.
We know that they could do better. I didn't realize people hated that logo. I thought it was consensus, everyone liked it.
No, there's some people that really don't like it. Like, when the reverse retro came out, I remember so many comments just being like, what is this patchy mascot? It's Kachina, okay?
They don't know the history. They don't know the lore behind the Kachina.
If we're rating on ferocity though, like it's pretty up there.
We are all in agreement that it's a C. I don't know if this has ever happened in the history of tier lists. No arguments for the first two things we rank. See if we can keep that rolling. Marissa, you're up with the Boston Bruins B logo.
I kind of like the theme of going D for delete this, C for Coyotes, B for Boston, but I feel like Boston has a better logo than that. I am very attracted to this logo. I know I shouldn't be as a Leafs fan just in general, but there's so many things about the Boston Bruins that make it hard not to love, and I feel like their logo is one of those reasons. It's strong.
I agree, it's a pretty sexy logo. Like, it's clean, it's iconic.
May I ask, what is the Bruins logo? Is it like the steering wheel for like a pirate ship or something? I'm actually not kidding.
It definitely looks like it.
Definitely not that.
Prepare the bootleg!
I always just think of it as being center ice because that's what it is at center ice.
I'd vote this down to a B only because I like the bear logo better, and I know this is their primary logo. Obviously, they haven't changed it, but a Bruin is supposed to be a bear. I think it's still clean though. I like the colors. I'd just bump it down to a B.
I would have been fine moving this down to a B too, because as much as I think that the Bruins logo is iconic, like, is there really anything that special about it? It's just a B surrounded by a steering wheel.
Wait, the spoked bee is a nod to Boston's nickname of the hub, finding its origin in the Oliver Wendell Holmes work, The Autocrat of the Breakfast Table. In it, he refers to the Boston State House as the hub of the solar system.
Well, that's ridiculous. They're not the hub of the solar system. Jesse, are you down for a B as well?
I would go for B.
Okay, we got 2. Jeff, are you in for a B?
I'm okay with B. Put the B in the B.
On the Buffalo Sabres now, I'm up with them. I'm happy they switched back to this logo. I do like the logo that's on the red jersey too, of just the Buffalo Sabre. But this one's awesome. I love the colors. I love that there's a saber on it. Love the swords coming up through it. It's iconic too. It's got a lot of history. It's on one of the best jerseys in hockey. I'll give it an A.
Couldn't agree more, Luca.
I don't think it's better than the Bruins logo, no.
Hey, picture this. You pull the saber down, you put it behind the swords, and you make it a little bigger. Like, what's up with the tiny little buffalo?
Disagree. It does look like it's about to get cut by a pair of scissors, though.
I don't get this, you guys. Are you doing this because you feel bad for the Sabres and Sabres fans?
I actually really like this jersey, but Julia's point of the saber being really small and then the scissors analogy there, honestly, I'm having second thoughts now. I never noticed these things. I'd be okay with a B, but I like it as an A.
I'd drop it to a B.
I second.
Well, you have 2 votes. I'm gonna keep it an A.
Jeffrey.
You don't want to see that buffalo get cut in half.
I don't want to see the buffalo get cut in half. I would put it in B.
I'm all for animal safety, and I don't want to see anything happen to that buffalo.
At least the Sabres have a cool jersey because the product on the ice would be a lot worse if it was in an ugly jersey and logo.
We just want a fun hockey team. Is that too much to ask?
Jesse, Calgary Flames. I feel like you've got high thoughts on this jersey.
Those real diehard BarDown fans know that I actually wrote an article ranking every single logo in the NHL. Guess who took the top spot? The Calgary Flames. Call me nuts. I think the Flames have the best logo in the league. I do. I think the Burning Sea is just so classic. It looks so good. It's not too much. They just kept things simple and they gave like just a really nice, they just put everything so nicely together. Let's take the first letter of our city and just stick some flames on the back of it and it looks wicked. Call me nuts, guys. I'm ready to get shredded here, but this is my top logo.
I love the Flames logo. It's baloney that you think that it's the best logo.
Why is it baloney?
I love it that it's simple, but like there's nothing really much to it, you know? Like the flames, like it's just like a sea that is in flames. Like I think that it's cool and it's simple and I'd rate it high, but to say that it's the best above some of the classic logos.
I don't see many logos that are that much nicer than the Flames. Like man, you take this logo, it looks good on literally anything. It looks wicked on hats. It looks great on their jerseys, especially the white one.
You can't rate it the best when even in that province, you have a rival in the Oilers. That I feel like the Oilers logo is even better than this one. I guess we'll get to it later.
Ugh, the Oilers logo is so meh.
We need to bump it down. It's not the best.
No.
Honestly, Jesse, I agree with you because when we talk about logos with letters, the Bruins one I hate, this one I love because they incorporate the flame aspect into it so perfectly. I understand like why you might want to drop it to an A. I'm gonna stick with the best though because I would have put this in the best as well. I think it's
But
incredible.
we got 3. We got me, Marissa, and Jeff that want to bump it down to an A.
Both of you, Luca and Jesse, you're in agreement that this is the best logo?
I don't think it's as big of a stretch to say like this is the best logo in hockey as you guys are making it out to be.
I agree.
It's a stretch when we just started. You're going all in on that sea, the flaming sea. Also, I feel like you guys have an affinity for flame tape. There's just something about the aesthetic that you guys both like.
This stuff?
I also think that something like Calgary Flames, fire, it's somewhat of a dangerous thing, and to make it endearing is something that might be difficult to do. Like when you talk about the Carolina Hurricanes, their logo is a hurricane. I don't want to support a hurricane, even though my team's the Avalanche and I like the Avalanche logo. But the Avalanche logo isn't just like a mountain and people skiing down it and snow trapping them in it.
Well, there's not a house burning in the logo on this one either.
Well, that's what I mean. They made it endearing. It's a cool looking logo. That's why I think it's the best. It's harder to be given something that's dangerous and people might not like and make it something that people like. I think they should get bonus points for that.
I like how this Flames talk has just turned into Luca talking about the Avalanche.
I was just gonna say, Jesse and me are not gonna get it up to the best, obviously, to keep it there.
A is still amazing.
It is still good.
What are you eating, Jesse?
chocolate with pretzels and peanut butter chips in it.
Julia, you're up with the Colorado Avalanche logo.
I'm into the letter. I agree that I think that A is nice, it's symmetrical, it's aesthetically pleasing. They've also made a horrible natural disaster look pretty chill with this logo. I think I'll probably go B.
I think you're being a little too nice.
What? I was gonna say this should be an A. It's not only
I
the
was gonna
A
say
letter.
this should be a C.
You've got the C in the background of the A with the puck at the bottom of like the snow. It looks so cool. And burgundy
It's
is a
classic.
color.
It's
Come
so
on.
classic.
Move
C
it
for
up to an
Colorado.
A.
C for Colorado. No, C for Colorado. Also, you know what it looks like? It looks like
No.
those Slurpees, those Slurpee drinks that I like with like the ice cream. You do,
Yeah,
you
you
do
like
a
them, so
Slurpee,
move it up to
and
an
then
A.
you do a little swirl, and then a Slurpee again. That's what this looks like. It's a wonderful summer treat.
Marissa, I have literally zero idea what you're talking about.
You do Slurpee, then soft serve, then Slurpee, then soft serve.
Come to Winnipeg, the Slurpee capital of the world.
For the 13th year in a row, Winnipeg is somewhat inexplicably the Slurpee capital of the world.
They serve these in Winnipeg. Go to your local convenience store.
Ugh, we don't serve that garbage. It's a Saskatchewan thing.
No, it's not a Saskatchewan thing. It is literally everywhere but Ontario. Get it together, bud.
I think we should move it up to an
I
A.
agree.
It's such a fluid logo. The colors are awesome. I love the Avalanche too, so maybe that's something.
Damn right, Jeff. Here we
Wow.
go.
All right, I feel healthy about the A. I figured B was where I felt comfortable, but A is okay.
I wanted to bring it into the best, but I'll settle for an A. And
Not today.
Jeff, you are up with the Columbus Blue Jackets logo.
It's kind of weird because like if you actually put it side by side with Colorado's, there's like a lot of similarities. Like it's kind of like pointy at the top and bottom, and there's this swoosh through it, except that I don't like it. I think there's too much going on. There's like all the small stars with the red and white stripes, the big star. It's like kind of got this weird 3D thing going on. If I'm gonna put this in, I think I'd put it in D.
I think that's fair.
I think that's fair.
Our
too.
first D. Marissa, you have loved mentioning iconic logos
Yeah.
and ones with a lot of history.
Yes.
And a lot of people might think this one deserves to be pretty high. The Detroit Red Wings. Where are you putting it?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't disagree. Another team that really I have no reason to have any kind of allegiance to, but I feel like the design itself is gorgeous. The wheel with the wing, like, heck yeah. I'm all about it. It should be up there. A, I don't want to put the best. I feel like that's too much of a bump considering we have others on the list here that should be up there. But I think it deserves to be an A for sure.
I think it's the best of all time for sure.
Really?
The one thing that might take away is I kind of have a problem sometimes with teams that don't like shake it up ever.
I mean, to be fair to them, they haven't had anything to change it to.
With the Red Wings, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
I also really appreciate logos that have other hidden things that you may not recognize when you're like a kid. When I was a kid, I just saw the wing and it's like, oh, Detroit Red Wings, you see the wing. But then when you get older, you see the tire in the wing and understand that obviously Detroit is the Motor City.
The homage. You gotta pay an homage to the city. Yeah, no, it's beautiful.
I'd be cool with the best too.
Yeah, I think this one is the best ever.
We're now on to the Florida Panthers. I'm up with this one. The old Panthers logo was incredible. That would have been in contention for the best, I think, in a lot of people's minds. Now it's this 3D kind of looking panther, and it's got Florida, and it looks more like a badge you would get at a summer camp rather than a logo. So honestly, I'm gonna put it in delete this. I don't really like this, and I wish they would just go back to their original Panther. This just isn't it for me.
I agree. Florida on the crest like that is not a flex.
I don't know if it's the very worst in the league, but it's definitely up there.
I don't know if the designer was just like really afraid of people not liking it, and so they went super conservative, but it's just like there's nothing there.
Let's move on to the New York Islanders logo. Jesse, you are up with the Isles.
Okay, honestly, when I first was doing my own list with this one, I was like, I don't know, it's nothing great. There are some not bad elements to it. Like, I think it's kind of cool that they incorporate the island. I think the N and the Y with the hockey stick and the puck is pretty cool. And I do like that they also incorporate Islanders at the bottom. I don't know why, it kind of gives me like Scooby-Doo vibes or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think I'm gonna stick the Islanders logo in like a C.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't thread the needle for me exactly, but I think there are actually kind of a couple cool elements of it, and I don't mind the white, orange, and the blue together. I think it's kind of an iconic color combination.
Love the color combo. I'm also a Mets fan, so it just kind of speaks to me. Jesse, I thought when you dressed up for the shoot today, I thought that you were dressing up in honor of the New York Islanders. I thought you were dressing up as a fisherman. Like, I thought you were going to make a whole play.
Well, I mean, if we're being honest here, the fisherman is way cooler, and I
Yes.
know Luke will have my back on that one.
Bring back the fisherman.
If the fisherman was here, I'd probably stick the fisherman in an A because it's just so badass. But I don't know. This new one is just like, it's not great, but it's not awful.
I think you nailed it, Jesse. I think C is where it goes.
Julia, you are up with the LA Kings logo. Their old logo is at the bottom of it, but now they have kind of a crest situation with the Panthers logo, similar to that. I don't know. Where are you putting it?
Okay, so the LA Kings to me are another team that's a victim of their own past because I love their old colors. I love their old logo. The new look LA Kings are like kind of scary. Like they've kind of got this intimidating kind of like black and white, and it's like kind of this crisp look, but it looks like a summer camp badge. So I think I'm gonna go C with this one, which, like, I don't know. I think it's just a C. It doesn't do it for me.
I'd honestly be okay with moving it down to a D.
I agree.
I
think this is one of the worst logos in the league. What the hell did they do here? Like, they had a sick logo.
Yeah,
they did, yeah.
And then they changed it to like this weird shield with LA on it, and like it doesn't look good at all. The font also
font
is
is
just
brutal.
crap. Like, what the hell is this? Like, what are you doing?
Do you want to move it down to a delete this? Because I'd be in favor of that too.
I think it's worse than the Panthers logo.
If we can delete it and then have that deletion like be a call out to bring back the old logo, then yeah, 100%.
Okay, I'm down.
Right.
Like, their reverse retros are so much nicer
sick.
than
So
whatever the
sick.
hell this is.
Yeah.
These logos remind me of just banners you'd hang in the rafters. These ones that are just like,
Yeah, exactly.
and then
Like, did you
a thing at
try?
the top.
Yeah.
Honestly, retire this one in the rafters and just
Yeah.
bring back the old one.
Wow, I didn't think it was gonna get deleted.
It's brutal out here, Jeff.
Jeff, you're up with the Minnesota Wild. Look, we are notorious for giving Wild fans a hard time and absolutely ripping everything about their team apart, but this logo might be different. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who's to say?
Oh, Jeff has feelings. They look like negative feelings.
I don't like this logo. I don't like the Minnesota Wild photo. I know that's an unpopular opinion. I don't like it. I think there's too much going on.
I think it's clever and it's creative, so it maybe gets some points for that. But it's just like it's trying to be too much. Like the star is like the eye of the bear. The sun's the ears, the mouth is the river. It's really creative, and I just don't really like it.
It's really creative, and I hate it.
They tried to do so much with this, and a lot of people think that they nailed it. I don't think they did. I just don't like this logo. I would put it somewhere between a C and a D.
This is the one I think this is the best. Maybe I'm a little nostalgic for that boreal forest, northern Minnesota forest, but I love this one.
They created a face out of everything that makes Minnesota so cool and so unique. Like, it is so beautifully done. It's artwork. When it comes to graphic design, this is what you want to achieve when you make a logo.
And the whole thing that Lucas said earlier, like with the Red Wings logo, where like all these years later you find out what it actually is. I don't know about you guys. I think I was like 22 when I found out that the Wild logo was a bear.
I definitely had a moment where I was like, oh, it's a bear. That's cool. Still don't like it.
Can we bump the Wild up though? Would anybody
Oh
vote for
yeah,
an A?
I'm in on bumping the Wild
I'd do
up.
A.
I guess it just
I'd
depends.
go A.
Yeah, where are we going?
I want to go A.
We all
for the
agree,
Wild.
except for Jeff. But
A.
it should be an A. Okay.
Thank God, I was sweating there.
It makes you think Minnesota. It makes you think Wild. Like, what else do you need?
Marissa, you're up next. Nashville Predators, the saber-toothed tiger, not the mustard yellow one, just the regular one.
This one's tough because on a ferocity scale, it is 100. Like, it would be the best. I don't think there's a logo that is more ferocious. I'm not attracted to it. Can that be a problem? I'm not attracted to this logo in any way. It doesn't make you want to go out and buy it. It represents the team, which is nice, but I cannot rate this higher than a C. I'm sorry.
That's kind of surprising to me.
Look at the ferocity scale, though. They've met each other there on C. It leaves you with a meh feeling, and I feel like meh is definitely C.
Very C.
All right, well, we're leaving it in C then, and I'm up with the New Jersey Devils logo.
The Devils!
This is another one that hasn't changed. The colors make sense. I love that the devil horns are a part of it. The tail on the bottom is a part of it
You got the
too.
N and a J in there.
Honestly, I think it's an A.
Oh my God, Luca,
I
yes.
think it's an A. Yeah, it's
Yes.
a really good logo.
It's a good logo.
This logo does not get enough credit. I kind of thought I was on my own by thinking that this is one of the coolest logos in the league, but
No.
it's simple. It incorporates like cool elements of like what a devil is. I love the Devil's logo. I think it's sick.
You got to be careful when your name is the devil, right? Like it's like you got to be careful with the logo, but I think they did a good job of like showing it without like getting too detailed about it.
Yeah, their mascot on the other hand.
Here's one that, this is a tough one because we already have kind of the banner template logos in the bottom of this list. But the New York Rangers logo is a classic. It's an original six franchise. So Jesse, where are you tossing the classic Rangers logo?
All right, I'm gonna say it. I think the Rangers logo sucks. I think
I
it gets
wasn't
way
expecting
too much
that.
credit just because the Rangers are an original six franchise. I don't see what is so appealing about this logo. It's literally just like a park ranger badge from the looks of it. Like what is like Yogi Bear, like the sheriff from Yogi Bear gonna wear this or whatever the guy is like. I might get some backlash here. I guess it's a little nicer than the bottom ones, but like I'm sticking this in a D, just like just based on the look of it. I just do not get the hype about this logo.
I like that you produced a spicy take there, Jesse. I maybe you're right. Maybe I'm blinded by like how iconic this logo is. Now I feel like I have to evaluate it more.
I agree with it for this reason only. I feel like they're one of the only teams, if not the only team, that put the Statue of Liberty on a jersey, and that was way better than this. Imagine that was their full-time logo. I'd buy that Rangers jersey if that was it. But this, there's nothing cool about it.
Don't you think that's New York in a way? Like New York has everything. It is everything. They don't need to be fancy. They don't need to be flashy with any kind of logo, with any kind of elite design.
No, disagree.
They
should
they don't
be
need
flashy.
to be that.
They
Yes,
should
so?
be flashy.
New Yorkers don't need to do that. They don't need to be that. They don't need to prove anything to anybody. And that is what this logo is.
New Yorkers have nothing to prove.
They don't.
New Yorkers are so flashy, so they don't need a flashy logo. How
Look
does
at
that
the-
make sense? What?
No, they don't need the glitz, the glamour, the lights. Don't you know, like, there's a rivalry between, like, LA and New York. Like, LA behaves a certain way versus New York behaving a certain way, right? They're too cool. They have their coffee shops. They don't care.
I see
They
those
don't care what you
TikToks
think.
too, Marissa.
Right?
Oh, yeah, okay, well, they can think that all they want, but their logo still sucks complete ass. So let's move on to this list.
It's obvious we're not a fan of Shield logos, but like I think that this is like the Shield logo, you know? Like this
you.
is
I
like
agree. I agree.
I don't think it's a D. I'm okay with not being blinded by it being iconic, but it's higher than a D. I put it at least
I
I'd
think so,
probably
too.
honestly put it a B, but I'm okay with putting
Why?
it a C.
What?
I would
Man,
vote for
just because it's a Shield logo, like just because it's the best Shield logo, that doesn't mean that it's a nice logo.
It's not just
I don't
because the
know.
best Shield logo. It's an iconic logo. This is an iconic
But
team.
see, I hate that argument. We're not talking about logos being nice in terms of them being iconic. We're talking aesthetically, what logos are the nicest in the league. And if you're actually going to say that this Rangers logo is up there with that Bruins and that Sabres logo, that is crazy.
Have
to
you
me.
been to New York?
No, but who
Okay,
cares?
thank you.
What?
I
This is
love
the vibe.
seeing that logo around. There's something about
Exactly.
that logo on a hat. I'm like, okay. I like it.
Really? I think it's got too much text
I don't mind
on
it.
it.
Excuse me, are we voting for B or no?
I'm not.
I'm honestly
keep
down
going.
to bring it up to a
No
B.
way this is going in B.
Okay, right
If-
there. Let's
if-
I would put it
compromise.
up to a
We'll
B.
put it in C.
No, Jeff, we don't have to compromise. You can say you want it in B. We don't have to.
B is a stretch. I'd be willing to settle with C, but if you're going to do B, I think that's just a little too nuts.
Yo, we have the votes to overrule you anyway.
I do.
Why?
I'm good with it as
That
B.
is so lame.
That's horrible.
The Rangers logo sucks.
It literally
No,
tastes like
I
New York.
gave a
Look, it
couple
tastes
more.
like New York.
I also played for a team called the Rangers, and I had a bunch of Rangers gear, and like I always thought it sucked.
All right, up with the Ottawa Senators next. Julia, this is the older Sens logo that they brought back.
Is this a good logo? Is it just better than their other logos? Am I being a
I don't
hater
know.
by
You
saying
you
that?
tell
I
me.
mean, wait, go on.
You tell me.
I don't get this
Continue.
little man. He's a senator, I suppose.
Little man.
He's okay with his little helmet on.
We may be small, but our hearts are large. metaphorically speaking.
I'm gonna give this logo a B. That's not a hater ranking. Like, I think it fits comfortably with the logos that are next to it.
It's way nicer than the Rangers logo, I'll tell you that for free.
Okay.
I thought by your description you were gonna rank it lower than that.
Honestly, like, it might even be a C for me, but maybe that's just because I find the Senators setup like just kind of lackluster, like black and red and like that little bit of gold. Like, it's nice, but it's like, it doesn't really do it for
I think
me
it's so
somehow.
boss. I think the gold is so cool.
I think it's an A.
Maybe there's not enough gold. Doesn't light my soul on
I
fire.
agree with Julia. I feel like it should be a B. Jeff, you be the tiebreaker, Jeff.
I think I'm actually siding with Jesse and Luke on this one. I think it's an A.
Yeah, damn
Let's
right you
move
are.
it up to an A.
The absolute betrayal, Jeffrey.
Jeff, you're up with the Flyers logo next.
I'm kind of meh on the Flyers logo. Like, I think that I don't think it's like delete this or whatever. I just slip it into C.
Are you guys serious?
I'm mad on it too. Like, the more I look at it, I'm like,
super
what even
mad
is
on
that?
it. Honestly, I think the Flyers are a victim of their team name. What do you do as a logo for Flyers and also as an expansion team? Did they just come in and copy Detroit and put the wing on the other side, and then you have the circle on the right side rather than the left? It looks like just a rip-off of Detroit with the colors. I'd honestly be okay with moving it down to a D.
Okay,
I think I would
I'm
too.
totally down
You
with
guys.
moving it down to a D. Luca,
Yeah,
that
so
was
much.
such a succinct argument you just gave, and I'm
Thank
going
you.
to move it down to a D for sure.
Absolutely
Yeah.
not. You guys, the disrespect on Philly right now is wild to me.
I'm
don't
not as
know.
hard. I'm not as hard on this logo. I'm not going to go out and say that this city has the best sports fans in the world. I'm like a certain person named Mercer Roberto in this chat.
I had so many people in the
Hot
comments
take.
agreeing with me. Okay, so like, give me a break.
Yeah, people from Philly are agreeing with you. It's tough for me because I actually love the Flyers jerseys, but like the logo is kind of weird on its own. I would be willing to move it up to a B. I don't think the group's gonna do that.
I will vote. It's at least a B. It is better than the logos that you have currently.
It's better than the
No.
Rangers logo.
I've changed my original ranking to a D.
Chuck it in there.
Oh my God!
I don't know, guys. That's
not,
low. That's low
that's
for the
not right.
Flyers.
Julia and Jeff, I don't think we are allowed to go to Philly to watch anything.
You guys, can we convince any one of you
No.
to bring it up past D? This is
No.
you guys are being so disrespectful to Philly right now. It's wild. Just because they had a bad year, come on, guys.
No, it's not just because of
it's just
that.
a bad logo. Lackluster.
For the record, Jesse and I are not down with the D ranking.
Marissa, you can make it up to Philly fans by putting the Penguins jersey higher than D.
Like, it's kind of fun, right? It's a penguin playing hockey. I mean, like,
course.
what's there to hate on with this one? And just to make it pop, you got a little yellow triangle behind him. Wait, I feel like it's an A. I feel like it's an A logo.
It's an A at minimum.
Like it's right up there with the Red Wings for best in the league.
Really good. Love the yellow. Love that little man with the penguin. Penguin man.
Penguins logo's sick, and like the Winter Classic, I like how they just make the penguin wintry by putting a scarf on it and a hat. I'm gonna move on to the Sharks logo now because that's what I'm up with. This isn't the original Sharks logo though, so I will put it in an A. If it was the original Sharks logo, I think you've got a case, but over the years they've obviously tweaked it and done different things with it, so I think it'll stay in an A.
That is an unreal logo.
You're right, Luca. Like the original one is so much nicer. You look at the reverse retro jerseys they wore this year, that might be the nicest jersey in the league.
If they had that logo still, honestly, I would say that's the best in the league. Jesse, you're up with the St. Louis Blues logo.
I actually think the Blues logo is like, it's not great, but it's not that bad. Like I think it's kind of cool. It looks good on their jersey too, but I guess if we're talking logo alone, like it's nothing particularly special. I would probably stick it in like B, bordering on a C. Like I'd be open to a discussion here, but my initial vote is B.
That's a great vote, I think, honestly. Because it's exactly what the team is. It's like a blue.
It's only fitting after the Blues logo that we've got the Toronto Maple Leafs logo, and Julia, a Leafs fan,
it's
is
me.
up with this one.
I feel like now is an appropriate time to say, I don't know if I'm a Leafs fan.
If I hear another Leafs fan say that they're jumping ship to
Here's
cheer
the
for
thing.
Kraken,
Ever since
I'm gonna
I'm
throw
not
up,
going to Kraken. I
honestly.
don't know where my allegiances lie right now, but I do know that since moving to Toronto, I've learned how much
How annoying Leaf fans are, Julia.
being
I know.
a Leaf fan in Thunder Bay was edgy. Being a Leaf fan in Toronto, it's like, oh God, I can't be one of you. Like, you guys are insane.
Julia, that was like the coolest thing I think you've ever said. It's up there for sure.
Anyways, in terms of the logo, has anyone ever seen a Maple Leaf that looked like this?
What is happening?
Like perfect or like blue?
Well, blue. All those little ridges just don't make any sense. I don't know. It's iconic. It's crisp. Is it a B? Because that's where I think I'm gonna put it.
What is going on here?
What do you guys
I
think?
feel like
I don't know. There's nothing
Marissa
crazy
just needs
special
to
about it.
rant.
I will say it is the logo that works the most with the whole team's name on it. And also, like, I don't know, like, not to get nitpicky, but like, it's the Leaves. I don't really understand how they've gotten away with this for so long, calling themselves the Leafs.
Don't get me wrong, the Leafs can kick rocks and eat sand. They pissed the hell out of me.
You love them.
But I would consider pushing this one up to an A. First of all, I think it's way nicer than the Rangers logo. And second of all, I actually do think the Leafs logo, more importantly, is it's pretty swag.
It's sick.
Yeah.
It's a sick logo.
I'm not gonna say, oh, it's iconic, but like,
It is.
this actually like looks like an iconic logo. Like, it looks vintage and cool, and like it all works together with the font on it, the shape of the leaf, the colors. It is a very nice logo.
I really like the logo and I want to put it in A, but I'm worried that maybe that's my bias.
Yeah, like, I've been blinded by my Leafs fandom many times. I thought David Clarkson was no savior. Like, I've been blinded by my fandom before.
You guys have convinced me that this logo is pretty swag, so I'd be okay with moving it up to an A.
Okay, we can.
I was going to
Swag.
say the best, but I guess.
Yo,
Couple other Canadian teams in a row here. Vancouver Canucks, Jeff.
Canucks, another one where they have an old logo that's cooler, but I do really love this logo. I think that it's really sleek. It makes the C. I think that it's really well done. I would probably put it up. Geez, we have a lot of A's, but in a vacuum, I'd put it in A probably. But I'm okay. I'm open. If you guys aren't as into it, I'm open to B.
Okay, well, we'll
I
put
would
it
say
in
B
an
for
A
this.
for now, but
I think you nailed it, Jeff.
I think you did too. I'm pretty into it.
Although I'm gonna say I did like the old colors of it a little more.
Those jerseys were so sweet. The logo's sweet. Color's sweet. So that's the one thing that kind of knocks against this one is that it's not that.
So why don't we bump it down to B, honestly? Because I don't think it's better than the Bruins logo.
You know what? That's an okay benchmark.
I feel like I'd be okay with a B.
We can move it to a B.
Shout out to Vancouver, though. Gorgeous city. Lived there for 2 years. It was lovely.
Montreal Canadiens logo, Marissa.
Don't anger the angry fans.
So, okay, of course, like, shout out to obviously the incredible run they had this playoff season. Unfortunately for the logo, yes, it's, iconic, of course, but ever since somebody made the meme of the toilet seat, that's literally all I can see when I look at the logo. Sadly, because before that, for sure, I'd rank it high, but because that's all I can see now, it's a little disappointing to me, and so I have to rank it a little lower. I'm gonna go B, but I would not be angry if you guys put it at a C.
Does anyone feel differently? I mean, the point that you make about just it being a toilet seat or a horseshoe or whatever you want to say is one that really scars me when I think of this logo.
Me too. Yeah.
It's more like it's kind of like a magnet.
It's just weird that it's such an iconic logo and we're talking about it in the same breath as a toilet seat.
Like, that's the thing. It looks nice when it's slapped on a jersey, but if it's not,
Still kind of cool. I like how it has the H in the middle too, like for heavy column. I'd be fine leaving it B personally.
I think B is fair as well. Wow, we are just on the same page.
Yes,
Simpatico.
simpatico.
Simpatico. All right, I'm up with the Vegas Golden Knights logo.
Nice. Another
On it-
badge looking though one, no?
It is a
Kinda looks a little
badge-looking
badgy.
one. It definitely is a little badgy, but I think it's still a better badge than any of the other badges we have on here.
Oh yeah.
I'll give it a B. I don't think it's in the same class as the logos that we have in A, but I still think it's a really cool logo.
okay, I didn't really notice that his face is so obviously a V for Vegas, and I never noticed that until right this second.
Very cool little detail to point out. When you obviously think of a city like Vegas and the pageantry that just comes with Vegas and going to a Golden Knights game, you might think that the logo should maybe be a little different, but I like how fierce this logo is, and it's a very different vibe.
I think this could even be in an A. I think it's a sick logo. I am the only one.
Jesse, lo and behold, how did this work out? You're ranking your
Almost
Winnipeg
like you
Jets.
planned it.
Should I just
I
put
didn't
it
plan
into an
anything.
A already? Like,
It actually is a good logo, is the thing.
I think the Jets jerseys, if I'm being honest, are very average. But their logo, the logo is actually pretty swag.
I ride with that, Jesse.
It's a nice logo.
Yeah, it
I
is.
It's
do
a
ride
really
with that
nice logo. It honors the Royal Canadian Air Force, which I think is an element that people don't realize, which is very cool. If you're talking about the Jets.
Yeah, I like the crest vibe a bit too.
I actually think I would stick the Jets logo up and like,
give it an A.
I think
all
it's
right,
an
I'll throw it
A.
in A,
Well,
but
I
I'd
think
be
it's an
open
A.
to putting it in B.
Okay, you know what? It's
Oh,
a little
really?
nerve-wracking to Really? I think it's an A, Jess. I understand why you're nervous because like you're like, am I biased right now or is this actually a good logo? But it is an A, I think.
Like the jet fits so nicely into the maple leaf. And I also really like that they included the maple leaf. Like it's just like straight up, they're like, we're Canada.
True North!
Julia, you are up with Tampa Bay Lightning, the back-to-back Stanley Cup champions, but their logo is trash. I hope you agree.
I don't know if I agree that it's trash. It lacks a little something. But they're the
lacks
like,
a
like what are
whole
they
lot.
to do?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Their
Go
old
back to their
logo
old
was so
logo.
sick.
That's
Exactly.
what I mean. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, this is another team that's a victim of their past. Because, like, I don't know if this is a terrible logo or if it's terrible compared to the very swag logo that they had in the past. So I'm gonna check this one at I think it's a healthy C is where I'll go with it.
Oh, the Flyers logo is better than it, but okay.
I'd be down to put it down to a D, to be honest with you. I'm really not a fan of this logo, especially compared to the other one. I don't even think it's average. I hate that it's one color. There's not another logo in hockey that is just one color.
Yeah, I guess I'm just noticing that now that we slapped it on this black background and
Yeah.
it like disappeared.
Anyone else want to vote? You just me and Luca?
I would say that it's probably more of a D than a C.
Okay. Honestly, guys, I can't have the Flyers. Like, the Flyers logo is better than the Tampa Bay
All right,
logo.
check it down there.
Yeah, it's similar to the Predators where it's like, I just don't care about their logo at all.
It's so weird to see like a logo like that. They have to completely change the one color of it for their home and away jerseys because it obviously doesn't work on either one if it's the same colors. I'm cool with giving it to a D. All right, Jeff, Carolina Hurricanes, our last natural disaster of team names on the list. Where are you putting it?
I'll never look at the Hurricanes logo the same ever since the Penguins Twitter account said that it looked like the Quiznos logo.
Corporate needs you to find the differences between this picture and this picture. They're the same picture.
The thing about the Hurricanes that I love is I love their colors. I think that red, black, and white, that's like the best color combination that can go into like a jersey. Their logo, I'm a little bit ho-hum on. I don't think that it's the worst in the league by any means, but I think that it's definitely could use some work to, like, it's just kind of like a little bit meh. So I would probably slide it into C.
So it's supposed to be like a puck creating some kind of hurricane, right?
I believe the puck is in
it's like
the
the
eye of the
of
storm,
the hurricane.
as they say.
Is
Eye of the
puck.
storm,
I don't
yeah.
know. I think it's pretty.
Guys, I was today years old. and I did not know that.
Looks like a Beyblade spinning or something like that.
Yes.
I actually think this is one of the worst
do.
logos in the league. I would be willing to push this down to D. I think there's no way that the Flyers logo is worse than this one.
Thank you.
I don't like this logo. I just think it's very boring and just like it's just a bunch of colors thrown together, really. Like, there's nothing really that cool about it.
Another Slurpee flavor. Yo, I vibe with Jess.
I'd stick with a C.
I like it out of C. I think C is healthy. Who has the honor of absolutely throwing this in the garbage?
Marissa,
sucks.
you have the honor of throwing the Stars logo in the garbage.
If Christian is watching right now,
No, Christian knows. Christian's
so
no fool.
sorry.
You can love the Stars and know that this is a trash logo.
Okay. Okay. Yeah,
I don't think Julia's had a stronger logo opinion all tier list long than
Could
the
you
Stars
make
logo.
a dinkier star? Like, you're
Or a
literally
more
the
accurate one.
Stars. It's literally
Yeah,
the
this is
Stars, and the
something-
star is like this big.
It's something that you would have doodled in class while you were bored or something. You know what I mean? It's not great. It's not great. And I would love to see a revamp done with this logo just entirely. Like, chuck it in the trash. Give us something new. I feel like Stars fans deserve that. So
They do. Stars fans are
Take that.
good people. They've got some great young players. Gas this.
Their old logo was so sick.
Exactly.
One of the best
Amazing.
ever. And their jerseys were so sick. What
This
are they
dumpster
doing with
fire.
this new
No.
logo and jersey? Like, so ugly.
Garbage caca. Not good.
You obviously see like all 5 points of the star, but it's also weird because they have like the points on the top and bottom of the D just
Of the
sticking
D,
out
yeah.
too.
Yeah, it's like the Stars
It
like,
just
hey,
feels
I'm back
weird.
here too.
Yeah, yeah. The Stars
brutal.
should be the main focus. Your team
Yeah.
name is the Stars. I am up with the Oilers logo. I feel like Marissa foreshadowed the fact that she likes this one. I think
Yeah.
this is just an absolutely average logo, and I'm putting it in C. I really don't like it. I like that alternate logo they had a while back, and I also feel like for this logo, this iteration of it, I want the lighter blue. I don't necessarily like this darker blue version of it. I do like the lighter blue. I think it accents the orange better.
It is literally an homage to the city. It's an homage to the trade.
Totally. And it's almost offensive that they didn't do a better job.
I just feel like a C grade for this is pretty insulting.
I'm pretty happy with it being a C.
I like a C. A C is fine, I think.
Yikes.
Sorry, Marissa. Last two, Jesse.
I'm sorry, Edmonton.
I'm not.
Okay.
Jesse, last two. Seattle Kraken. This is the newest logo in hockey.
You know, when this one first came out, I was like very, very into it. I was thinking about it a little more. It's cool. Like, there are some really cool features about it. I like the fact that it looks like a squid, obviously. I really like the detail with the eye. And I actually like that they use the first letter. It's subtly a pretty cool one. I think it's almost a little too animated though, if that makes sense. Like, I kind of feel like it's a cartoon character and they could have made it maybe a little more intimidating. I'm probably gonna stick this in a B, but I would be open.
Really?
Like, I'm not gonna stick it in an A. It's just not up there with those like other iconic logos, but I do think it's pretty swag.
I'd be down to put in an A.
Oh, not me.
What?
In an A.
No,
Yeah.
Luca.
I love it.
I don't think it's
I think
good.
it's so
I don't
cool.
think it's great. I love everything.
It looks
about
like that
Seattle
S
Kraken.
that we used to draw in elementary
That's
school. What? Yeah.
exactly what I was gonna say. It looks
No,
like
it
it was drafted up in
doesn't.
somebody's
It looks
notebook.
exactly like it.
You got the tentacles of the Kraken. It's intimidating. I love the color. The light blue is really nice, and the red eye just really complements that lightness of the blue. I mean, I'm not going to be able to get it to an A, so I'm going to have to be okay with a B. But I just want to say, Seattle fans out there, it should be an A.
Okay, pandering to them already. Listen,
You're
it's not
literally
better
pandering.
than.
You're literally trying to get a fan base behind you right now, and it's not slick.
Well, Julia, deal with the Capitals. And
Oh,
we
is
are
it
done
me?
our tier list. Yeah.
Here's the thing about the Capitals. I don't know if you just get to get off on writing your team's name down, adding a couple stars, making the yellow hockey stick, and calling it a logo. I'm gonna go D, I
right?
think.
Yeah, D, okay.
Yeah, it feels like out of all the options that they have that they could use as their main logo, they chose literally the worst one.
Literally the worst one. Literally just their team's name written down with some stars.
All right, this is our tier list. The Red Wings were not challenged really for the best of all time. Let us know where we went wrong in the comments, and if you want us to rank alternate logos or logos of the 2000s or something like that. For now, let us know where we went wrong, and we will see you next time.